Guess what, buddy? It's Friday the 13th, which means it's time for a special Friday review as we look at Friday the 13th, the final chapter, released in 1984. And yes, as the title states, this is it. This is the final chapter, the very last conclusive Friday the 13th movie. What's that, you said? You heard that there's actually 8 more movies in this franchise after this? Preposterous, I say. How could that be? It's called the final chapter. There couldn't be 6 sequels, a crossover film, and a reboot? No, of course not. This is it. The last Friday the 13th film. The final chapter. Now first we've got to get the most important question out of the way. Was this movie actually released on a Friday the 13th? You bet it was, buddy. April 13th, 1984. But wait a minute, you might be thinking. How can we even get this movie in the first place? Jason died at the end of Friday the 13th Part 3. Well, turns out, just kidding. No, Jason's still alive and he's going on another rampage. And for the first time, we're introduced to a child protagonist named Tommy, who lives with his sister Trish, and their mother, who I'm pretty sure they don't give a first name to. But why would they be victims for Jason? Well, they live on Camp Crystal Lake, because I guess they're stupid. Not only that, but 6 random teens also go into the house next to them on a vacation for the lake. And to make it an even 10 characters, we also get this weird guy named Rob, who seems to have an agenda. The actors making up this crew include a young Corey Feldman, Kimberly Beck, E. Eric Anderson, Barbara Howard, Peter Barton, Crispin Glover, Alan Hayes, John Freeman, and Judy Aronson. This film had a runtime of about 91 minutes, about 4 minutes shorter than Part 3, a budget of $2.2 million, the exact same as Part 3, and made $33 million at the box office, which was down about $3.7 million from Part 3. And if you've watched the channel for a bit, you know this by now, but critics hate horror movies, so this got negative reviews. However, this is considered to be one of, if not the best film in the franchise. But do I think it is? Well, I'm going to tell you after we look at it. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, released in 1984. So our film begins with a recap of the previous 3 films, because remember, brother, this is the final chapter. It is now the night after the events of Friday the 13th Part 3, and police are cleaning up Jason's rampage. And that includes the body of Jason himself after he was seemingly killed by Chris. Speaking of Chris, as Jason's body is taken to the hospital morgue, we actually see her in a room crying with her parents. We then meet the coroner named Axel Burns and also his nurse named Robbie Morgan, who have a very weird relationship. They end up watching the news in the body room where Jason's body is, and then they're about to have sex in there next to Jason's dead body? What the fuck is wrong with you people? But then Jason's seemingly dead hand falls down and spooks them off. Axel then puts Jason in cold storage, but I guess it wasn't cold enough because he rises up and kills him with a hacksaw. He then finds the nurse and kills her as well, this time with a scalpel. We then meet a family that lives out on Camp Crystal Lake, a Miss Jarvis, who again does not get a first name for some reason, her daughter Trish, and her young son Tommy. But 3 victims is not enough, so here's 6 more random characters, hooray! These 6 are Paul, his girlfriend Sam, Sarah, her boyfriend Doug, Jimmy, who's super awkward and hilarious, and Ted, who's a douchebag. They end up stopping to check the map right next to the grave of Pamela Voorhees. While they pass, they see a hitchhiker, but they don't have anywhere to put her, so instead they insult her, and she holds up a sign that says, "Fuck you." She then eats a banana before she's murdered by Jason. The 6 arrive at the house they're staying at, which is right next to Tommy's house, and they meet Tommy, Trish, and their dog Gordon. Next day they're out for a walk, and Jimmy and Ted are talking, and they're talking about Jimmy being a bad fuck, or a dead fuck as Ted would say it. And can I just say that Jimmy is like the most unique character in this whole franchise so far? Like, he's so fucking weird and awkward, but he's so unintentionally funny. Like, seriously, he should have been the main character. They then meet 2 twin girls named Tina and Terry and head down to the lake with them. Meanwhile, Trish, Tommy, and Gordon are out on a drive until their car breaks down. Fortunately, a camper named Rob appears out of nowhere and helps them fix the car. They take Rob back to their place, and Tommy brings him up to his room as he has something cool to show him. And turns out it's really cool. Tommy made these like ultra sweet monster masks that look fucking sick. Meanwhile, the other group is now back at their house, and they're having a party, and Jimmy is dancing with Terry and doing this hilarious ass fucking dance. This dude rules. Back at the other house, Rob leaves but tells Trish that he'll be close by in case anything weird happens. Back at the party house, Tina starts flirting with Paul, who is dating Sam, who understandably gets mad and storms out. She then decides to skinny dip in the lake and finds a random boat and lies in it, which is definitely a good idea and definitely doesn't end with her getting stabbed to death by Jason. Paul then goes out to the lake after her and finds her dead body and swims away frantically. He then runs into Jason, who fucking harpoons this man in the blanus, which kills him. Rob, who is camping nearby, hears this and then sees Jason walking up to his tent. He goes back to the tent and doesn't find Jason, but he does find the harpoon gun stored in his tent. Back at the party house, Tina has become interested in Jimmy and they decide to sleep together while Terry decides to leave. She doesn't get far, however, as Jason stabs her into the side of the house. Back at the other house, Miss Jarvis has arrived home, but her kids are gone. That's weird. She goes outside looking for them, but then she's killed off screen by Jason, and weirdly never seen again? Like, I'm pretty sure we never see her body at any point during this film. Apparently there was a deleted scene that the audio was lost to, where Trish found her in the bathtub at one point, but yeah, very weirdly, she was just never seen again. Trish and Tom even arrive home from somewhere, and they're like, oh man, where'd our mom go? Trish goes out into the forest in the rain to look for her and just finds a tent and just decides to sit in there, because why not? But then a machete comes through the tent and it's Rob. It's just Rob. Meanwhile, after having sex with Tina, Jimmy goes downstairs and finds Ted, who's watching stag films through a projector screen and is completely stoned. Jimmy's then like, hey Ted, where's that fucking bottle opener, Ted? And Jason has it right here as he stabs him for the hand and then stabs him directly in the face. Rest in peace, you weird bastard. Meanwhile, Tina looks outside and sees that Terry's bike is still there, which is weird because she thought Terry left some time ago. She then sees something else for the window, and here's Jason, who has climbed up, grabs her, and throws her through the window out onto the car, killing her, which is hilarious. Meanwhile, back in the tent, we learn that Rob is the brother of Sandra, one of the victims from Friday the 13th Part 2. That's a cool tie-in. Rob has learned that Jason has escaped from the morgue and that he's still alive, and he's here to finish Jason off himself. Back at the party house, something's fucking with Ted's projector screen. Turns out it's Jason, who stabs him in the head right through it. Sarah and Doug, meanwhile, who unbeknownst to them are the final two standing of the party gang, just finished up a shower, while Doug stays in there and Sarah goes to blow dry her hair. Someone then re-enters the bathroom. Oh boy, is it Sarah? No, it's Jason, who pushes Doug's skull through the wall. Sarah then does re-enter the bathroom where she finds Doug dead and runs downstairs and tries to escape for the front door until an axe flies through that door right into her titties, and that's the end of the party gang. Meanwhile, back at Tommy's house, something's rattling his front door too. Turns out it's just Trish and Rob. Trish then tries to call the police, but Jason, ever thinking ahead, takes out the phone lines. Rob, Trish, and Gordon then all leave Tommy by himself at the house while they go to explore the other house for Jason. Yeah, that's smart. Rob searches the basement while Trish searches the upstairs and finds the evidence of Jason's rampage. She goes to get Rob, but then he's killed by Jason, and his death is unintentionally really fucking funny. Jason is just stabbing this dude to death, and the whole time he's yelling, "Get out of here, Trish! He's killing me! Get out of here! He's killing me! He's killing me!" Tristan returns home and regroups with Tommy, and they decide to lock the windows. But unfortunately for them, Jason is a master of the throw a fucking body through your windows trick. So instead, they go up to Tommy's room and try to barricade the door, which doesn't work for long either. But as Jason is getting in, Trish grabs the TV and says, "Welcome to prime time, bitch!" This does not kill Jason, just knocks him out, and Trish decides she's gonna lure Jason out of the house while Tommy makes a break for it. Jason then wakes up, and hilariously, you can see him actively make a choice between Trish and Tommy, and he decides to go after Trish. Trish then lures him back into the other house, goes upstairs, dives through the window to the outside, and then runs back to her house. Unfortunately for her, Tommy did not listen and run away. Instead, he's upstairs in the bathroom shaving his head? What the fuck? Oh, and also Jason's right behind her, because it's not like she incapacitated him or something. She just dove through a window. She does have a machete, though, which she uses to stab him for the hand. Jason then tackles Trish and is about to kill her, but Tommy appears behind them with his head shaven, looking like Jason looked as a child, stunning the ever-living fuck out of Jason. And while he's just fucking flabbergasted, Trish gets up and gets the machete, he turns around and she whacks his mask right off. He then advances on Trish, who is horrified, but Tommy grabs the machete and stabs him in the face, and then he falls down on it and it goes through his eye. Trish and Tommy embrace, seemingly victorious, but Tommy notices Jason's hand moving. So then Tommy goes nuts and grabs the machete and stabs Jason like 20 times while just yelling, "Die." We then cut to Trish in the hospital where she asks about her brother, and the police officer was like, "Oh, it was just self-defense, he'll be fine." Tommy then comes in and they embrace again, but then Tommy gives a disturbed look to the camera to end the film. Fucking awesome. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to pull up our Friday the 13th big board and see where we rank this. So, coming into this, I wasn't sure if I was going to agree with what a lot of people think, because a lot of people think this is the best film in the franchise. And there was a lot of people who also thought Part 2 was better than Part 1, and I didn't agree there, so I wasn't sure if I was going to agree here. However, I do agree. I think that this is absolutely the best film in the franchise. Like, the kills, there's so many unintentionally hilarious kills in this movie, and they're great. The acting is actually really good. Corey Feldman was a great child actor. Everyone else did a pretty good job. The guy who played Jimmy, holy shit, Crispin Glover, was a standout for me. Bro was hilarious. I don't know what he was going for, but he nailed it. Sure, it was a little ridiculous, Jason coming back to life after they seemingly killed him, and yes, what happened after we're going to get to in a second, but I do think this actually was the best film in the franchise to this point. So here is my new rankings for Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, number 1, Friday the 13th, number 2, Friday the 13th, part 2, number 3, and Friday the 13th, part 3, number 4. You know, after finishing this film, I immediately noticed how much Halloween 4, which came out 4 years after this, took from this film. Both films introduced a child protagonist for the first time in a franchise. Both films had the supervillain seemingly killed in the final 5 minutes of the film, and the child protagonists of both those films seemingly turned into the villain themselves at the end. And also, the endings to both films were simultaneously ruined by incoming sequels. And yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the jig is up. I can lie to you no longer. This is not the final chapter. I know, I was shocked too. Even though it's called Friday the 13th, the final chapter, it is in fact not. There is indeed 6 more sequels, a crossover film, and a reboot. All that is true. We are not even close to the end of the franchise. This is not film 4 of 4, this is film 4 of 12. But yeah, seriously, again, this film fucking rules. I was actually surprised at how much I liked it. But maybe I shouldn't be, because I actually think in a lot of these franchises, a lot of these slasher film franchises, the 4th film's actually pretty good. This one was good. I really liked Halloween 4. I actually really liked A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. And then there's Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 4, which wasn't good, but Matthew McConaughey was hilarious, so I guess that counts. But yes, I think that this is a quintessential horror film. Like, seriously, if you are looking for something to watch this Halloween season, I would absolutely recommend this. This has got to be near the top of your list. If you have not seen this, see it. If you're into these type of movies and you have not seen this, I don't know what you're doing, because this is really good. And it is a shame, because again, much like with Halloween, if we ended here, it would have been great. But we did not end here, brother. We've got so much more to go, and oh yeah, just God help us, we're not going to get to it for now. And yeah, spoiler, part 5 is, it's not. But the one after that's actually pretty good. But part 5, no. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do it for my look back at Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Let me know in the comments what you think is the best Friday the 13th movie out of the first 4. Do you agree that it's this? Do you think it's the first one? Do you think it's the second one? Do you think it's the third one for some reason? I don't know if I'd agree with you there, but the first 2 you can make arguments for. Let me know down below. But that is it for me today. We'll be back on the channel in just 2 days' time. I know, we're coming up real quick on Sunday with Saw 6. But that is it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the video description down below, as well as names on my Patrons. Thank you to my Patrons for supporting me and my channel. I appreciate you guys. But all that being said, though, my name is Noah Taft. This has been my Friday the 13th look back at Friday the 13th, the final chapter, except it's fucking not. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.